What's real hip-hop? Some of y'all forgot. Make you lose your cool as soon as the beat drop. What's real hip-hop? Some of y'all forgot. Run DMC, Beastie Boys, Tupac. What's real hip-hop? Some of y'all forgot. Used to rhyme clever lyrics and nobody got shot. What's real hip-hop? Some of y'all forgot. Now dance to the knowledge rhythm, listen, I drop.
What's going on? It's your boy Big Business. We're back here live with What's Real Hip Hop. We are in the Burg, the 727, St. Pete. Here with my man, Rival in the building.
What up?
And his DJ SKEELOW. We about to get it right into it, so stay tuned for this next episode of What's Real Hip Hop. Some of y'all forgot. So let's get straight up into it, you know what I'm saying? We're here with Rival. Rival, what's going on, man?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Hey, I'm living. Hey, really excited about this episode because normally we're in Tampa, you know what I'm saying? But we're trying to branch out to the Bay Area. You know, this is the first time we've actually taped in St. Petersburg, and you are from the Bay Area, St. Pete.
I am from St. Pete, born and raised.
Okay, so how long have you been doing this music?
Recently, I've been back doing it about 3 years now.
Okay.
You know, but back in the late '90s, I was doing some music. In the early 2000s, and then I took a lot of time off. You know, some things happened in my life, and I've been back grinding, doing this thing for like the last 3 years.
Rival. That's one of those names. It's kind of like it's confrontation because we all got rivals. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You know, depending on where you're at in your life, you know, it could be different things in different stages. You know, and I know a little bit about your story because you know, I go to one of your concerts. It's energetic. You know,
right.
it's passionate, and I want you to show and share some of that with the fans or potential fans out there in the Burg, in the Bay Area.
Right.
You know, what does that inspiration come from, and a little bit about your story.
Okay, so the name Rival, first of all, came like I said back in the late '90s. I was into the dancing scene, b-boying and stuff, and I was trying to find a name for the dancing and the MCing, and one day I was sitting in my friend's room and I was looking and I saw this, he had a crock pot in his closet and it said Rival. I was like, Rival, I'm your opponent. You know what I mean? So that's kind of where the name came from, and then I just stuck with it ever since. And as far as my story goes with, you know, being in recovery and being on the music scene, you know, I was in my addiction for quite a long time, and I had about a year clean, and I started writing again. And I had some people say like, you should do something with this.
Yeah.
And ever since then, I've been doing it.
Right. And I mean, you know, I've been to some of your concerts with. I think I saw you with ABR for the first time on stage at Crowbar.
Right.
And y'all, you know, annihilated your set. You know, I'm not sure if DJ SKEELOW was there at that particular show. He might have been DJing, if I recall correctly.
He usually is.
Yeah. I mean, so how long? I want to give them an opportunity to speak.
Absolutely.
Because, you know, it's a situation where y'all have known each other for a while. SKEELOW, how long have y'all known each other?
Yeah, we know each other going on for like 3 years, and basically what happened was he was performing at Janus, and he was opening up for a major, and I went out there. It was just a show. Initially we got together because I do CD duplication, so he got to order CDs, and he's like, you know, he gave me a ticket. He's like, come out, you know, check the scene, see, you know, what's good.
Right.
So I went out there, and the show was packed. I look around, and everyone's wearing these Rival shirts. These shirts right here.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone. There's probably like 200, 250 people wearing these shirts, and I'm just like,
That's amazing.
okay, so now I'm, you know, looking forward to his, you know, performance to see, you know, what he's got.
Absolutely.
And when he came out, he was so energetic. He was lyrical. He had a message, and I thought that's something, especially nowadays, that we're really kind of missing out on.
Absolutely.
So, you know, then afterwards, I was like, yo, you got a DJ. You know, what's good with your, you know, your shows coming up, whatnot. I'm like, you know, let's try rocking together and, you know, see where it goes.
Right.
And we haven't stopped. You know, that was a few years ago, and we just been going, and it's been going pretty well.
And see, that brings me to another point, because, you know, before we were talking about certain things in hip hop kind of disappearing. People thinking that Apple computer is going to take the place of a DJ. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. People kind of losing what it was really, you know, started with. It started with the DJ. It started with the MCing.
Right.
You know, y'all have this kind of Eric B and Rakim thing going on, and it's something that needs to come back, because so many people, they're mad at DJs because they don't spin their music.
Sure.
or they're mad at the DJ because they didn't get their music right. Well, you got to pay for that. You know what I'm saying? You can't just expect things to go well unless you have a good rhythm and flow and connection with somebody. You know, it's good to see that y'all got that going on, and other artists need to do the same.
I wouldn't want it any other way, man. I've always wanted to have that. When I first got on the scene, I didn't. I mean, he brings a lot to the table, you know, as my DJ, and not only a DJ, but as my brother, and as all the other stuff that he does with social media and.
Right.
You know, I pushed my artist,
right.
And at first that's what it was, as a DJ and artist. Then over time, you know, it became a friendship and the bond. Like, you know, I consider him blood now. You know, we literally, like, we go all out for each other. We push each other. We motivate each other, and that, I think, even helps our careers, you know, together. You know, as far as being that motivation.
The blossom.
Yeah.
Take it to a different level. You know what I mean? And that's one thing that I want to see more in the Bay Area. There's so much talent here. You know what I'm saying?
So much talent.
And you know, that's why I'm kind of wearing the shirt Unity, because, you know, we need to come together as artists and be recognized and be known. We're doing the shows. As a matter of fact, I do want to ask you what shows, because I think y'all have a show coming up tonight as well.
Absolutely.
Right. Where's that show at?
That show tonight is at Foo Bar. It's for the man Justin Blue JD. It's his first album release party, Road to Neptune concert series, and definitely blessed to be a part of it, man.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
So
Yeah,
we're gonna rock out, and I think Skeelow's spending the whole night.
Yeah,
so.
I'll spend the whole thing.
Right.
So I'll be there. And it's going to be good because, you know, the lineup, you know, he's got a few good, solid performers, and that's what I really like to see in shows nowadays. It's just not a whole bunch of performers and, you know, every other few minutes is a new performer, but good quality, you know, let people actually get involved with the artists and know who these people are. Yeah. So he got a good lineup tonight. I mean, he did get me as a DJ, so that's another good. That's the next step.
Gotta have it right.
Yeah. But we definitely got that tonight, and then we got, you know, a few others coming up that we're definitely looking forward to.
There was one coming up. I think the As One Awards.
As One
Yeah.
Finally,
you'll be
filming
performing
that show.
and y'all were nominated for something as well, right?
We don't know yet.
Okay.
We put it out there to get nominated, so
yeah, the vote was in. So we're just waiting to hear what the nominations are. Best male hip hop, and I'm going for best DJ. And I won in 2014, so I'm trying to shoot for 2016.
Now, DJ Skeelow, I asked Rival the question about how he got started with his music,
Right.
And I wanted to be able to ask you the same question as well.
Sure.
Both of y'all are from the Bay Area.
Yeah, we're both from St. Pete.
Both from St. Pete.
Born and raised, and
Right.
I think that's another bond between us.
Right.
I started DJing, being a bedroom DJ, like over 10 years ago, and I was kind of making my own mixes, my own little mixtapes for myself.
Right.
And then I started doing birthdays and weddings, and that kind of went really well. And then I made my introduction onto the scene in like 2009, 2010, beginning of 2010, and I started doing hip hop shows. I started doing a show called Support Your Local Hip Hop, and that was a main outlet for people that were just starting out, like people that didn't really have anywhere to go, because when you first start out doing something, it's hard to get opportunities when you're just starting. Mm-hmm. You know, people don't want to just, you know, it's a newcomer, they're not sure what you have or what you have to put out there. Right. So we were doing these showcases, they went really well, they went for like a couple of years, and that just kind of snowballed into bigger things, and I started doing more shows, and you know, now I, you know, consistently have residencies and do stuff like that. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm at Ocean Blue on Saturdays, and that's in Tampa. And that's another thing is I'm trying to get to, you know, because I'm from St. Pete and I've done a lot of gigs in St. Pete.
Right.
That I'm really trying to move around to the whole Tampa Bay area.
Okay.
And that's kind of something that we're starting now to start branching out in Florida and trying to do like little mini tours and work our way up into, you know, bigger and better things.
Absolutely.
And that's kind of how I started out, and it's just been, once me and him linked up, like that's been really what's been keeping me really busy is, you know, we've been cranking out a lot of shows.
Yeah, definitely. Now, you just told me that, you know, where you can be found DJing. Right. I wanna, you know, get back to where the music can be found.
Right. So, because right now he has an album out called The Comeback. Okay. You can find it on all major media outlets, Amazon, iTunes. If you just, you know, search Rival and then The Comeback, it'll pop up. Right. It's solid. From front to back, it's just solid. So
I'll check it out.
And I'm not being biased, like it's something that, you know, I actually have my car I listen to all the time. Yeah. And even, you know, I'll play it and people in other cars will be like,
who is that? yeah, I like that.
Like, yeah,
I like that too.
So it's definitely something to check out, and you know, I'm, you know, we got other stuff in the works as far as that goes, but we're really trying to push that and get that out there, because it's, like I said, it's got all the good songs on there. It's gonna be a classic. You know, once we get years down the road, that's something we're gonna look back on.
Yeah.
And then there's other places that you can find. I mean, really, if you look up Rival 727 on anything, Instagram, Facebook, any social media outlets, like
it's all out there.
Yeah.
Rival 727.
So I mean, I definitely appreciate y'all coming through.
Thank you.
And Rival, I'm gonna leave it with you because we know where to find your music. We know that you've been repping the Bay Area, the Burg specifically, for a while now.
Yes,
Much
sir.
success to you. So,
Thank you.
anything you want to say to the fans, to the would-be fans?
What I want to say is, first and foremost, I'm grateful and honored that you asked me to come on here. So I definitely want to thank you for that. I appreciate that. And,
appreciate you coming
You
through.
came up to me the first time we met. You were like, "Yo, I seen you perform this, that, and the other."
Right.
So I appreciate that. And if anybody that knows me, they know that I rep the Bay Area. I rep for 727. I rep for Florida, St. Petersburg, the Bay Area. And I have Team Rival on the back. That's not just us.
Right.
That's all my people that are at my shows. And because there was a time where I didn't believe in myself and they believed in me, and that's the reason why I'm doing this, man. So that's why I always shout out Team Rival, man, for sure. Thank you guys.
That's what's up, and that's what's real hip hop.
What's real hip hop? Some of y'all forgot. Make you lose your cool as soon as the beat drop. What's real hip hop?